The Office of the Holy Father becomes sede vacante, which means it's open, and certain mechanisms that we have in the church start going into place. Like, for example, we have a office called the Camerlingo, and he is then in charge of the church for us temporarily. And then we start preparing, obviously, for his funeral and then the election of the new pope. But I'd say primarily the next stage is to start praying for the repose of the soul of the Holy Father and for the cardinals who will be electing our next pope. There's a legal process set out in a constitution that was written by Saint Pope John Paul II and then modified slightly by Pope Benedict that goes through literally every step of the election of the Pope, including what the cardinals are to wear. It is that detailed. So I remember when Pope Francis was elected, everybody was like, well, we don't know what's going on. We know exactly what's going on because the entire process, from what they're wearing to how long they meet, is set out in the law governing the election of a pope. Cardinals are the ones who get to elect a pope, but they have not reached their 80th birthday. So anybody who is 80 or older of the cardinals are no longer voting members of the college. So it would then be anyone under 80. But as the law says, those who are over 80 are not excluded. They are still asked to pray for the election and be part of it in a spiritual way. First of all, we have to prepare by burying the Pope. That includes 9 days of mourning, the burial and the funeral rites set out by the Church. And then the cardinal electors, those under the age of 80, will meet in preparatory meetings where they're given the law, Universi Dominici Gregis, which is what governs this entire process. And they're allowed to ask questions, clarify issues, comments, concerns. They also actually have a meditation that's given to them by someone chosen by the cardinals to do a meditation on the state of the church, what might be needed. It's a theological reflection as well. So it's also very prayerful, meditative, but an opportunity for them to make sure everybody's clear on the process before they actually begin. That is very detailed in the law. Everybody's praying hard and listening to the Holy Spirit. Well, there's a series of 3 days of votes and then 7 days of prayer. And then it changes if you don't have the person elected by that time. But literally, it has to go on until we have a pope. And the 2/3 majority is required of the people, of the electors present. So until we get that, we don't have a pope. After the voting happens, not only are the ballots burned, but any notes that the cardinals took during the process are burned. And so if they did not come to the election of a pope, they burn it and you'll get gray, black smoke. If we have a pope, when they burn that, it will be white smoke. What does that have to do with Phoenix? It's because I'm a Catholic and he's my pope and I care about that. And the Lord has entrusted his church to Peter, who is the name of every pope, right? He's Peter. So as a Catholic, I would obviously care that the Holy Spirit is being consulted and also participating with our prayers. We are the communion of the faithful. And so our prayers are assisting the process and making sure that we're all just coming together, seeking the will of the Lord and who our next pope will be.